Hello, you all. Hi, it's Tis. Good day. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. I just want to say really quickly, I don't know if I don't know if it's a certain frequency, but it seems like everyone is like on edge and any little thing can trigger you. Like literally, there was, and I'm noticing it literally like on the streets, in person, on social media, and not necessarily with myself, because to me, I don't feel like I get too triggered, and I get easily irritated. Like now, it's stupidity, or if it's a bunch of people, like that'll make me irritated. But I, I don't think I've ever been triggered off someone else's trauma. So basically, long story short, there was, I guess everyone has trauma, but if I'm telling my story and then you flip out because you feel like no one cared when it happened to you, but I don't think that's the case. But um, there's a gentleman, um, Hassan Campbell, I believe his name is. Now I don't know much about him, but I've seen his videos. I see his videos every now and again. Every now and again, I would probably say I've known of him maybe a few months. Now I see his videos every now and again. When they pop up. But I guess right now everyone is, you know, they're coming out with their story like, hey, something happened to me yesterday, 20 years ago, or just now. And they come out and maybe people will listen to you, maybe they won't, maybe they'll care, maybe they won't. But I guess the long and short with the Hassan guy, he's in New York. I guess everyone is in the whole Diddy thing. Perhaps that happened in New York, Diddy and Cassie. But I guess the long and short of that, I guess when Cassie came and said, hey, I was violated and I'm gonna need to be compensated, I guess it was open and shut. Okay, well, here's the money, shut up. No questions asked. So some people will think like, okay, maybe there's some truth to the story. Or maybe there wasn't, but it's like, I'm thinking he got offended because he was like, hey, here I am. We've been talking about how we've been getting violated in the Bronx, for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And literally the OGs, the young Gs, nobody was safe in this part of the Bronx. Like literally like where, and that's another thing too. I never heard of, I think I have heard him because the name ring a bell. Africa Bambaataa. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know him as far as like, oh, that's so and so with this and that. Like it all goes, it's all, old. I guess it's like old hip hop. Basically like old hip hop situation. So I guess whoever the Zulu Nation and Africa Bambaataa. So I guess that's like a Bronx clique. In the eyes of hip hop, I guess. And like I said, I don't know. I just know literally from the grapevine. But basically, I was watching Hassan yesterday, and he did a live. Maybe it was the day before yesterday. Maybe I just got it late. But he was just like, yeah, y'all want to support rapists, and y'all think rape culture is cool. Y'all keep quiet. When something happens to somebody, you keep quiet, but then you talk all day, or you're rough and tough for this dumb shit, but the shit that's important, nobody says anything, which is true because I've noticed that too. I've noticed that people they'll tell everybody who's pregnant, but you don't tell everybody who's the neighborhood sex offender. And if I'm going over there, don't let me learn the hard way. So it's like it's kind of like. And to him, I feel like it was a trigger for him because he wasn't the only one who was offended. There was other people too that was pretty much saying like, okay, well, if you were violated, would you settle? My thing is, what would you do? You want to sit and cry about it? And there's nothing you can do to take it back. If the guy can get on bended knee, Diddy can get on bended knee to hell, I apologize for what I did. I'll come clean. I confess. And here to also take the 30 million. So it's like at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it anyway. But either accept the apology or accept the money. You can't cry over spilled milk. I can make it to where I want the world to cry and be mad like I am. But that's just literally going to be a moment of reaction, like how with the Hassan guy had. But there's a lot of people like, oh, well, it must be suspicious how you didn't say anything until now, and then when you say something, then the world stops, or then when you say something, then something moves. So I guess he was triggered by that. He was like, yeah, literally, we've been saying something since 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Hey, I've been getting violated since I'm young, dude. I'm a grown-ass man, and this shit's still going on. Or I want to say the African Bambaataa guy is still alive, and I guess long story short of it, everybody's getting violated in this side of town, and nobody said anything. Maybe they covered it up, or maybe they ran on it, or maybe they already got tore up them damn selves. But whatever it was, he got triggered, and I'm thinking he kind of had a meltdown to the point where it was just like the tension was so high, like he was so upset. It was like, dang, you either gonna fall out from a heat stroke, or someone else is going to, because he was yelling too, like, oh, I don't, y'all want to support rapists and stuff. I don't give a F if, ain't nobody gonna stop me. Ain't nobody, pretty much nobody's gonna stop me on how I feel or me yelling, whatever it is that I'm doing. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Y'all ain't shit. And, and I guess the longer story of that too, like literally when I'm watching this video, I think it was only about a 25 minute video. And, there was someone they were throwing glass bottles out the window, maybe threw two or three glass bottles out of the window at him, and he was like, come outside. And that's another thing too that kind of clipped at the end. I guess he said that he got shot, but I don't know. Now that part was kind of like, because he was in the car driving as if he's driving himself to the hospital, but yet he's still on live. But then there's somebody else in the car with him. Couldn't the guy been driving if you got shot? Why are you driving yourself if you got shot? I don't, like I say, anything's possible, but I don't know if he just wanted to be on the internet. I have seen that. I haven't fully witnessed it, but there have been people who literally get shot and murdered on live, and they're not going to turn the camera off. That's the whole point of them going on live. And I'm like, like you're literally bleeding out. You're not going to put the camera down and call 911. And it's like they're literally looking at you in the camera while they're, their spirit is spilling out of them. But I'm just like, oh my, help us, please, help us. But yeah, I just, yeah, God bless them, and I say, and I'm thinking this is the time of exposure, like everything's coming out, like, well, damn, and it might have been 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, but it's like, hell. And that's another thing too. People will say, well, should there be a cap, or should there be a, what is it, like a statute of limitations, or like a limit on, okay, you can't wait 20, 30, 40, 50 years to say something. But then again, though, here's the thing. I say now, if it's true, okay, there's off and on it. And now if it's true, there is no statute. There is no, okay, you should have said something 50 years ago. Like, no, yeah, I probably should have said something to protect your own ass. Maybe if I would have said something sooner, he or she would have been eating up everybody else after me. But at the same time, you can't really tell someone when it's the right time to say, hey, I've been violated, or hey, now I gotta have somebody in my business. I gotta relive something that I wish wouldn't have fucking happened. So it's kind of like one of them things. You can't tell somebody you should have said something 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, because they wasn't going to say nothing 20, 40, 50 years ago. That's what he said. He said he wouldn't dare to. He said he just didn't know, or he wasn't planning on it, or he wasn't going to tell his mom what happened. Like he said, no, they're known for being tough guys. Like now, he said, I'm not telling my mom that I just got my butt toe up, at any age, from young, old. If it's young, it looks bad. If it's old, wherever it is, it's not something you're going to tell on the mountain. Hey, I just violated. Or even a simple, I got beat up. I'm never going, oh, yeah, I just got beat up. I mean, there's maybe, a 1 out of 10 people maybe will do that. But it's like certain things you don't, hell, even something simple. Oh, I have COVID, or I am, I shit on myself. Like, that's not something that you... Just simply, I shit on myself, and you're not going to go and tell that on the mountain. I mean, some people are nasty as hell. They probably would tell that. But it's like certain shit, you just don't. It'd be nice to say something, but it's easier said than done. And that's another thing, too. When you're going up against, and mind you, these are supposed to be quote-unquote tough guys. So that means if I'm just, a young man or woman, or if I'm just a quote-unquote nobody, then it's like, who's going to believe me? Who's going to listen to me? Or who's even going to care if I come forward? You know what I mean? Oh, hey, this hot shot or this tough guy just violated me, and either a lot of people are going to cover for him, or a lot of people ain't going to believe you, or a lot of people going, like I say, have already got towed up by him anyway. So it's like, it's not really, it's kind of one of them things where it's like, dang, you just feel like you're left with no options. Now I'm thinking only time there should be a statute if it is a lie. Like, okay, I'm really going to wait 20, 30, 40, 50 years because I just feel like, well, damn, this is the time to, I'm bored, so let me just make up a story from 50 years ago. But my thing is, no, if it's true, if it's literally the dead truth, it's true, they know it's true, and the world knows it's true, there is no limit on when you can tell it. Cause like at the same time, a lot of people, they're not going to tell or they won't tell it. Some people only get exposed because somebody else told their story for them, or somebody knew something that you didn't think that they knew, or hell, maybe they came out and said it. Because I'm thinking, even when the guy said, when he came out and was like, oh yeah, we had something going on, or I've been messing with him since the 90s, and he was like, oh yeah, but he liked it. He went like pretty much like, oh, he was kicking my door down, so we're just like, man, so I'm thinking that is really triggering though, because that's one of those things where it's like, damn, like you virtually ruined my life. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, I just feel like stuff like that, when it comes to something where it's like, good and damn well I'm not gonna say nothing, true or false, and there shouldn't be a limit on it when I should say something. Don't tell me I gotta say it right now if I don't plan on saying it at all. You see what I'm saying? If I get violated or get toe up in the worst way, then it's like that you're not gonna run, especially as a man, you're not gonna run and tell that on a mountain. Whether anyone will listen to you or not, that's not something that you would share. A lot of men, they don't even share that story with their spouses, girlfriend, whatever. If someone who think they can trust, you're not gonna open up, oh yeah, I just got my butt toe up. Like, no. You're not going to, if you can help, you ain't gonna say shit to nobody. So it's kind of like one of the things, you can't really put a limit on it if I'm not going to say anything anyway. But hopefully he's okay though. He was fine when he was in the car. So hopefully he's okay. He appeared to be all right. I guess everybody's talking about it now. Like, yeah, apparently he was shot. But yeah, hopefully he's okay. He appeared to be fine. Yeah, but a lot of people too, they're chiming in too, like, oh yeah, would you settle if you were violated? But it's like, you don't, like I said, that's another thing too. Even if someone is flat out lying, you can't tell somebody how to tell their story. Because you took the money and ran. Because like, okay, if I get violated or if I fall down the stairs or whatever it is, that's literally the only thing you can do is apologize and just give me some compensation or pay the piper. That's literally all you can do. Even with the whole reparations thing, how do you fix slavery? I don't need no damn apology, but you can give me back the 40 acres or give me the keys to the world. You see what I'm saying? Give me what's rightfully mine. We don't have to cry over spilled milk. Just compensate me for my troubles. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you will have to take the money, or sometimes you will have to take the trinkets and run, because ain't nothing else you can do about it. Because you can't take the violation back. So it's like, and I'm sure we're not going to want to sit here and talk about it all over again. Like, I don't want nobody in my business, so you're not going to be talking about, oh, let's go into detail what happened. Like, no. Just give me the damn compensation and I'll go about my business. Yeah, but I thought that was a really interesting, that was a very interesting scenario, because it's like everything worked out like clockwork, and it's like, I'm thinking that's just something that I heard or see on social media, and then I see it in person, and then other people are talking about it, and it's like, oh, who is that? So I'm thinking everybody, and that's another thing too, there's nothing wrong with exposing people to a lot of people. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. Oh, it's been 50 years. Like I say, if it's the truth, if it's not something that you just pulled out of your ass because you want to be on social media, if it's the truth, there is no statute of limit. There is no limit. Like I said, if it happened 40, 50 years ago, then that's what the hell happened 40, 50 years ago. You should have said something sooner. No. Because if they would have said something sooner, they would have said something, oh, here's the proof. And got my butt busted. Here's the proof. You're like, no. Nobody's going to show you. No. Nobody's going to. I don't even think anybody ever done that. Like, literally right after a violation. Like, first of all, you have to process what the hell just happened. Like, what the hell just happened? Did I literally just get violated? Or am I. What the hell just happened? It's like, so I can't imagine someone literally freshly being violated and then going to tell it on the mountain. Like, that just don't sound right. So that's why I feel like it shouldn't be there's no right time to tell your story, especially when you don't plan. I don't want to tell nobody this shit. This is embarrassing. A grown-ass man have to tell the world or tell the court that I've been violated, and you may or may not believe me. Yeah, so that's one thing. Like, nah, I'm not even going. A lot of people's not even going to open that can of worms. But that is good though to give, to someone who was thinking like, dang, should I say something or should I shut the hell up? Maybe when enough people come out, or when certain people come out. Because with him, like I say, the Hassan guy, he's a tough guy. He's a quote-unquote New Yorker tough guy. So it's like, that should be inspirational for other people. Well, dang, well, if the tough guy, he's not embarrassed or he doesn't feel ashamed to say something, whether it happened now or a long time ago. And so therefore that should be a domino effect. Well, damn, well, let me say something, you know, because I wasn't planning on saying nothing from 50 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say, as long as it's the truth, I don't think there should be a limitation on it, on when to say something, because there's never a right time or a certain time to tell anyone who, you know, what's going on with you or what happened whenever it happened, you see. So yeah, I just want to put my spill on that. I'm like, wow, I'm noticing that. So I don't know if this is the time of the day of exposure or if the temperatures are just high because everything is just so on edge. But I'm just like, wow. But yeah, I just want to put that 2 cent in. I don't think there's any California updates. Nothing that I actually zoomed in on other than that bridge. I think that was weird. But yeah, I'm thinking stuff like that. If it can save somebody's life, like if you say something now, you can probably save other people's, you know, from getting violated later on down the line, you know. Because I was kind of thinking, I used to think that too, like a long time ago. Why didn't you say that 50 years ago? You could have saved my ass, you know. So it's like, that's not something that's easy to say. It's not easy to, I got violated, let me say something. Like I said, you got to go through the who's going to believe you, or you got to go through the whole, you're just a quote unquote nobody trying to go up against the big dog. And it's like, would that get you more smoke, you know? So it's like, it's one of them things where like, dang, sometimes some people might feel it is best for me to just shut the hell up, because it's like, it ain't even gonna be worth the drama, or it's not even worth having to explain myself. I have to keep telling the story, or can you tell us again what happened? Like, man, it's one of the things that it's like, so that's why I feel like there should be no limitation on it, because it's the truth. Whether it happened now or 50 years ago, it is what it is. Yeah, but I'm thinking we're entering some very interesting times. Like, this is a very interesting energy in there. Anyway, but be well, be safe. I will return.